Yo, what is up, boys? I'm your boy Nick with Pikmin Myth. We're back with another one. We're gonna be going over the full card breakdown for UFC Vegas 88. We're gonna be back in the freaking Apex. I hate the Apex so much. Why can't we just let the Apex go? But unfortunately, Dana White loves the Apex, and we got a pretty fun matchup here. I mean, we got some good, decent matchups in this on this card. We got Tuivasa taking on Marcin Tybura. What an absolute banger! They put on some heavyweights again. We're back with the Apex with some heavyweight matchup. And let's get into it, guys. So we're going to be going over the full card from the early prelims. We're going to be moving over to the main card. So let's get into it, guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. We just passed 1,150 subscribers last night, and I appreciate you guys all subscribing to the channel. We're on a four lock win streak right now. We hit our last 4 locks, 506 in the last 6 of the lock streak. I mean, so we're doing pretty good right now. So let's get into it now, guys. We did phenomenal on the best the card last night was great for us for betting wise too. Most of the calls were spot on. We hit the parlay of the week at plus 170. We hit the prop of the week plus 100. Macy Barber plus by decision plus 100. We hit our three out of 4 best bets on that card too. So really good card, man. Really good card. Couldn't have gone any better than it did. But yeah, Ben was something he got absolutely fraud checked. Not really fraud checked, but he got kind of murdered out there by Poirier. But I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back. But yeah, that was tough for Benoit Anthony, man. But good for Poirier, man. Poirier still has it. He's not going nowhere anytime soon. After a win like that, man, like I could see him fighting the next couple of contenders coming up. Maybe like the winner of Oliver Arman or like or maybe another fight, But let's get into it, guys. Now UFC Vegas 88 back in the Apex. Let's get into it. All right, let me pull it up here, guys. So let's go, guys. Let's freaking go. So first fight on the card is gonna be Chad Anheliger taking on Charalampos, Grigoriou. And I've watched a couple of this guy's fights. I mean, he looked good on the NY Contender Series, knocked out Cameron some other men with a nasty combination, put him down, and then knocked him out with ground and pound. And he was underdog in that one, so a lot of people were counting him out. I counted him out in that one. I didn't think he was gonna win that matchup. He's fought some good guys in the past week. He fought Christian Rodriguez. Christian Rodriguez knocked him out in the 3rd round. So he's been fighting legit guys. At one point, his record was 4-3. He's on a 4 or 5 win streak right now. He's fighting Cage for UFC, which is a legit promotion outside UFC. He's only 31 years old here, and so I gotta go with Charalampos here. I think he's gonna win this fight. Chad Anheliger, like he's had some close fights. He had a split decision win over Moon Gaffarov, and we know Moon Gaffarov isn't all that good. And then knocked out Jussie Trader, who's not really UFC level, and lost to Alatang, and then got submitted by Jose Johnson. Jose Johnson was taking him down whenever he wanted to take him down, and now Jose Johnson is moving down to 125 now, I think. So if you're getting controlled on the ground by guys like Jose Johnson, who's a decent grappler, is like really tall and long, rangy, but not really all that physically strong, I guess. But I think Charalampos has good grappling, decent cardio, good power on the feet, really nice combinations, good striking. He's younger too, almost 6 years younger. I'm gonna go with Charalampos. I think he will win this fight. Now, if we're talking about the betting side of this, I'm not really gonna bet this fight. If you guys are betting this fight, man, good luck to you guys. But I'm not really looking to bet this fight. The money line for this is minus 190 for Charalampos. He's making his UFC debut here, so I think he's gonna win this fight, but at 2-1, I mean, like a guy. I mean, Chad Anheliger has been fighting in the UFC against tough competition, but he's getting older for bantamweight, so I gotta go with the younger guy here. I think it goes over 1.5 rounds, though. I think it goes over 1.5. Chad Anheliger is really tough, man. I don't think he's gonna give in that easy. I think it's gonna be like a late 2nd round finish, maybe by Charalampos. So it might be a decision. I mean, and Chad Anheliger is really tough, but I do see Charalampos finishing him maybe late 2nd round. So I'm not gonna bet this fight though. I don't really have a good read on this fight. I do think that Charalampos will win. If he was that close, if he was a maybe underdog in this fight, but the books are way too smart for that. But yeah, they're not gonna make him a dog in this fight. But yeah, Charalampos by like probably like a submission. I could see like a submission. I think it's been submitted so many times. I had Jose Johnson by some. I think I had him by knockout maybe or submission. Can't remember, but I had Jose Johnson. I had a couple of units in Jose Johnson. I got him a -200 in that one. And Jose Johnson absolutely dominated the fight and got a third round submission in that one. So I do think that Charalampos can get something going. Maybe some grounded pound. I'm gonna say like a grounded pound TKO by Charalampos here. All right, guys. Next fight, we're gonna be talking about Cory McKenna taking on Jaqueline Amorim. And this is a good matchup. I mean, this is a good matchup for both these girls. The lines are really close for this one. Good reason for a good reason, I think. They're Jaqueline Amorim is a world class jiu-jitsu champion, and she made her UFC debut against Sam Hughes. She was heavily favored in that one. She almost got that rear naked choke locked in that first round against Sam Hughes, but Sam Hughes is so dog tough. We know Sam Hughes has never been finished. I don't think Sam Hughes has ever been finished, right? But that's what we bet. Yeah, Sam Hughes. We bet against her last time by Hargreaves. I bet Hargreaves by decision last time. And yeah, Sam Hughes she's been finished, I guess. I thought she was never finished, but she was finished, I guess. But she's finished one time in the UFC. Who finished her in the UFC? Tisa Torres by it was a doctor stoppage, so eye injury. She's never been knocked out. And yeah, Amorim just she absolutely gassed out after the first round in that one. And then Sam Hughes was absolutely just dog walking her, winning won the second and third round. And then against Montserrat Conejo Ruiz, I mean Conejo Ruiz is I don't know how she's still in the UFC. I think she's got a fight coming up later in a couple of weeks. Conejo Ruiz, I mean, she absolutely just got taken down whenever Amorim wanted to take her down, and yeah, that was a kind of a mismatch, and still it took Amorim until the third round to get that ground and pound off and get that stoppage. And Ruiz was taking her down a couple of times too, man. I mean, there's some good moments for Ruiz in that fight too. Eventually, like at the end of the like last 90 seconds to win the third round, Amorim was able to get into full mount. She got into full mount a couple of times, so she was able to rain some nasty ground and pound, some nasty elbows. And when she got that TKO referee stoppage, I don't really trust her. Like, I'm not gonna bet this fight. I mean, if you guys are betting this fight, man, good luck to you guys. I mean, I'm not betting a lot of these prelim fights, but watching tape on both these girls, I think Cory McKenna just really tough. She's gonna hang in there. She lost the close decision to Elise Reed. I mean, on the feet, she kind of got pieced up on the feet by Elise Reed. Elise Reed cracked her a couple of times, but McKenna chin is solid. She's only 24 years old. I think she's only gonna get better from here. I will pick Cory McKenna by probably by decision here. I think she's gonna be able to get some takedowns in this one. She's got to be careful though, because Amorim does have really good jiu-jitsu, so you can definitely like get some sweeps, get some reversals, maybe lock in the submission. And she had that submission locked in on Conejo a couple of times. I mean, Conejo's so tough though. So, because she has a lot of submissions. I mean, she got arm bars, she's got arm bars. I mean, knee bars. I mean, she's got arm triangles. Like, she can definitely like go for a lot of submissions on the ground. So, I think Cory McKenna is gonna be grappling here. So, but I do like Cory McKenna's toughness more. I think she's really tough. She's never been finished. And yeah, I'm gonna say Cory McKenna by decision. Not gonna bet her though, because this is a very low level women's MMA fight. So I'm not gonna bet that one, but I'm gonna go Cory McKenna by decision. I think the lines are basically dead even for that one. Let's look at the lines. So lines for this one is Cory McKenna is sitting at -110. So it's basically even money. The over 2.5 rounds is -185. I think it goes over 2.5 rounds. I don't know if I'll parlay that. Maybe I'll parlay that. Let me see. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll do like Cory McKenna by decision. It could be a close fight, but unless like there's a lot of money coming in Amorim, maybe then I'll play Cory McKenna at plus money. But at even money, I'm just gonna leave it alone for now. And even over 2.5 rounds is kind of risky because Amorim does have nasty jiu-jitsu on the ground. But I don't think Cory McKenna is gonna give up out there. Like she's really tough. She'll fight through submissions. I've seen her. I've seen Melismus. I think it was Melismus that had a submission locked in almost on her. Was it Melismus? I think it was Cheyenne Melismus. Yeah, she had a submission locked in almost, and I think it was an armbar or something. And then even then, Cory McKenna fought her way out of way, and she was able to just win the second and third round, and then win that fight by unanimous decision. But so I'm gonna go Cory McKenna. I think she's gonna win this fight by decision. So over 2.5 rounds is honestly not a bad parlay piece, I think. All right, guys. Next one we're gonna be talking about Josh Culibao taking on Danny Silva. I'm gonna take the shot on the underdog here, man. I mean, Culibao obviously should win this fight. He's a 2-1 favorite here. He's more well-rounded. I think he's got better jiu-jitsu on the ground. He's got more like finishing ability on the ground, better submission skills. And Danny Silva, obviously, he's making his UFC debut here, and he's a pretty big underdog. I mean, plus 164 underdog. I mean, his fight with the Angel Pacheco was one of the best fights I've seen on Dana White Contender Series. I mean, one of the best fights I've seen overall in the UFC. I mean, that was a crazy war back and forth. And he knocked down Angel Pacheco in that first round, dropped him bad. Then he was landing some good body shots. I mean, I like his body shots, man. He's going to land some nice knees to the body. He's got some of the nastiest knees to the body that I've seen him land on people. And we have seen Joshua Culibao, I mean, get hurt to the body by Lerone Murphy. He got dropped with that body kick. I mean, he had to pull guard because he was trying to recover. Then Lerone Murphy was landed another body shot that kind of folded him almost. Lerone Murphy was almost like he was landing some ground and pound at the end. Luckily, the clock was on Josh Culibao's side, so he was able to recover and not get finished in that one. But he lost the fight 30-27 in that one. But Lerone Murphy is actually a really good fighter. He's undefeated. Danny Silva obviously isn't proven, so I haven't bet him yet. Maybe if the line gets wider, if I can catch Danny Silva like plus 200, I'll probably pull the trigger for like maybe like a half unit or something like that. Maybe like a half unit. I don't think I'll bet more than that. A unit for me is like 100 Canadian, so maybe like 50 Canadian dollars. I'll bet on Danny Silva at plus 200, and I think he can make this fight. He can get something done here, man. He throws a ton of volume out there. And he's got a solid chin. We don't have to worry about him getting knocked out there. And but he's making his debut here, so he's fighting a guy that's been tested, that's UFC level tested. He's fought guys like Charles Jourdain. He fought guys like Turner. I mean, Turner finished him in the second round, but Turner's like a welterweight that's fighting at lightweight, and Turner was able to get that ground and pound off in the second round. And that was his debut. I mean, that's a tough debut, man. That's a tough debut in the UFC for you. Turner's a top 10 ranked fighters right now, so there's really no shame losing to Turner. But I mean, he submitted Melsik Bagdasaryan, who's a kickboxer. He's got a win over Sheldon Erdenbecky, who's like a good grappler. Sheldon Erdenbecky is like not all that good, I think. I do think this is gonna be a close fight though. Either way it goes. I know a lot of people are picking Culibao, and the right pick probably is Culibao. But I think Danny Silva's pretty good, man. He's pretty fucking good. But he's gonna have to defend some takedowns because if this fight hits the ground, I think just Culibao is live for submission. But I'm gonna say that Danny Silva, he's got a decent enough striking on the feet. He can put up the numbers, and he's got some power too, decent chin. Because him and Angel Pacheco were absolutely going back and forth. To be fair, Angel Pacheco is moving down to 135 now, so Angel Pacheco was never really the biggest guy for 145. I mean, yeah. So, but I'm gonna roll the dice here on Danny Silva. I think he can get something done here. So the number for Danny Silva right now is plus 150 on Bet Online. It's plus 164 on DraftKings right now. You can, if you guys check DraftKings right now, Danny Silva is plus like 164 right now. I think it's just gone up and down. So it keeps going up and down. If we can catch him at plus 200 or plus 190, I'll definitely put something down on him. I mean, you can still get him at plus 165 on some books. Honestly, not terrible. I don't think it's terrible for Danny Silva because he's gonna go out there, fight for your money, and this could be a close fight. And the overs, I mean, I think the overs are set at over 2.5 is minus 185. I do think it goes over either way because I think both of these guys are really tough. Culibao is really tough. I could see Danny Silva hurting him to the body even then, but I don't think he's gonna go into his play his guard game. Danny Silva can also mix in takedowns. He was mixing in takedowns against Angel Pacheco, who's known for his grappling skills. So over 2.5 rounds is not bad, but I haven't made a play on this fight yet. But I think I'm gonna go with Danny Silva by decision. Danny Silva by decision is the pick in this one. All right, guys. Next up, we got Thiago Moisés taking on Mitch Ramirez. Moisés was supposed to fight someone else. He was supposed to fight Brad Riddell, and Brad Riddell pulled out. I was pretty confident that Moisés was gonna win. I was gonna throw him in a parlay at -2. He was like -200 in that one. Honestly, wasn't that terrible line for Moisés because we know Brad Riddell has horrible fight IQ, horrible takedown defense. But now he's fighting Mitch Ramirez, man. You guys, if you guys have you guys probably heard of Mitch Ramirez. He was fighting at 170 welterweight. He fought guys like Carlos Prates in on the White Contender Series. Carlos Prates was he got a take on Carlos Prates. He picked him up and slammed him down. So honestly, Mitch Ramirez is not a bad wrestler. He's got good wrestling skills, decent power on the feet. He can definitely crack on the feet. He's got some nice boxing skills. But tough debut, man. Tough debut. I mean, Moisés has been in there against guys like Makhachev, champion. I think it took Makhachev onto the 4th round to submit to get that submission off. It was the 4th round, yeah, late 4th round, and he put up a good fight in that one, bro. But Makhachev was a champion for a reason, so really no shame there. Then he got knocked out by Joe Alvarez by elbows. That was weird. That was really weird. I don't know. Like he just got. I mean, Alvarez is a dangerous finisher though. And he's got wins over Melcozo Costa and Chris Giagos, and Benoit Santini knocked him out with the ground and pound. I mean, he's absolutely put it on him. I mean, Benoit Santini, even though he lost against Poirier, he was still like taking the dude down in the first round and a half. Really, his losses are pretty respectable. I'm gonna go with Moisés here. I think Moisés is probably gonna I'll grapple him or win by submission. I'm gonna say he gets a submission. I don't think we have the lines out for this fight yet. But Mitch Ramirez is he's a tough dude, man. He's a tough dude. He's moving down to 155 years. He was fighting at welterweight. He was never really the biggest guy for welterweight, and he's got some power, man. I mean, I think I bet Tavares in that one at plus money, and only like a half a unit, and he knocked him out with it was like a standing TKO because he had Tavares rocked and Tavares was about to fall down. He was almost about to go out cold. So Moisés is gonna have to watch out, man, because this dude, Mitch Ramirez, honestly, this dude can crack, man. This dude throws heat out there. I think Moisés is gonna win though, but I don't know if I'm gonna. Depending on where the line opens up, we don't have lines for this fight yet. I mean, I really don't see any lines for this fight right now in BetOnline or anything like that. They'll probably open the lines later this week. Yeah, there's no lines for this card for this fight yet. So let's see what happens. So let's see where they open the lines. It's probably gonna be Moisés at like minus 400 or something like that. Maybe open up not that wide because Mitch Ramirez is honestly not a terrible fighter, but he's taking this fight on short notice, and I don't he doesn't have a full camp for this fight. So and he's a wrestler. He's known for his wrestling skills. So I don't think he's gonna knock out Moisés on the feet. And Moisés honestly has good enough striking too, where he can hang on the feet and probably out strike him on the feet too if he needs to. But I think Moisés is gonna win this fight probably by like I'll go submission, probably second round submission. But it could definitely go the distance too. All right, guys. Ori Osbourne taking on Jafel Filho. And this is gonna be a good matchup. I mean, this is a striker versus grappler matchup pretty much. And I am gonna pick Jafel Filho here. Early on, like without doing tape study, I was more confident because I was like, Jafel Filho's gonna get a takedown right away and he's gonna not submit him. It's not as simple as that because Ori Osbourne is a tricky kickboxer, man. He's a tricky striker. And he's got some nasty body kicks. And Jafel Filho's got a weakness. If you throw that body kick on him, he's gonna get folded, man. I mean, he got dropped with a body kick by Perez, and Perez was landing some good body shots too. But Filho is tough though. He'll pull his guard when he's getting hurt, then he'll like recover because people don't really want to go into his guard. He's got a nasty guard game. But I could see Ori Osbourne has terrible takedown defense. I mean, his takedown defense is pretty horrible. He just did. I think he was even for a flying knee against Tyson Nam and got knocked out in that one. He's also, I think, Manel Cap knocked him out too, right back in the day. Yeah, Manel Cap knocked him out too because he was trying to throw like something crazy, and the Manel Cap caught him with the flying knee too. Honestly, like his losses aren't terrible. I mean, Tyson Nam has a ton of power on the feet. I mean, he's the better like striker on the feet. But I think Filho is just a better grappler, way better grappler, levels ahead on the ground. And he only needs one takedown to get a submission off. So I do think Filho is going to get the submission off, probably late second round, third round. He had a deep knee bar on Muhammad Mokaev too. And he took his knee off, I mean, and Mokaev couldn't really walk after. Mokaev was able to tough through it and got that rear naked choke in the third round. But this dude is tough, man. Even against Perez, I mean, he only needed one takedown. And he got into like side control, and then he was able to get that arm triangle choke right away. And yeah, this dude did it to his next level, man. So I'm gonna say that he gets a submission here. But Odi Osbourne, if it stays standing, man, Odi Osbourne's gonna win this fight 100%, no question about it, because just a way better striker on the feet. But he's been knocked out a couple of times, so I think Jafel Filho can get the submission off in this one. And for the lines, I mean, if we're looking at the betting side for this one, honestly, not terrible. Jafel Filho is minus 170, and the comeback on Odi Osbourne plus 145, and the under 2.5 rounds is minus 180. I think under 2.5 is live. I think I'm gonna wait for a submission prop. I have a play on Filho also already on the money line. I'm gonna wait for the submission prop, and I'm gonna attack the submission depending on where the submission prop opens up. Under 2.5, I'm leading under 2.5, and I'm leading Jafel Filho to win. But I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say he gets a submission. I think Filho gets a submission here. All right, guys. Next up, we got okay, so my pick is second on submission for Filho. Next up, we got Josiane Nunes taking Chelsea Chandler, and another low level women's MMA fight here. I'm gonna pick Josiane Nunes. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this one. She's not all that good. I don't think she's all that good. I'm not gonna put money on her. I actually bet her against Gerald Fern. I had her in a parlay, one of the worst parlay pieces I've ever had in my life. I told myself I'll never parlay this girl ever again because that fight was close, man. I mean, Gerald Fern was like 39 years old, and she was like outstriking her on the feet a bit. But on Nunes, like it was the striking numbers were close. Like the striking numbers were like dead even. I think if I remember, let me check here again just to make sure. But I think the striking numbers were really close, man. Yeah, Gerald Fern, like look at this. If you guys look at this, like Gerald Fern was landing 102 significant strikes. Now she outstruck Josiane Nunes, but Josiane Nunes was able to like land the bigger shots, I guess. Like she's pressing forward most of the time, and yeah, but that was a terrible fight, man. That was a terrible fight to watch. It was a terrible fight to bet on. Like I'm not gonna better this fight because it's way too small. So it's way too undersized, 5'2", with a 69-inch reach, 67-inch reach, and I mean Chelsea Chandler is gonna be way bigger than her. Chelsea Chandler has really good ground and pound if she gets into full mount. She's gonna rain some nasty ground and pound. You don't want to have this girl on top of you because she's gonna get you out of there with that ground and pound. And on the feet, I mean, striking is not really that good on the feet, but I do think that Josiane Nunes is tough. She's gonna hang in there, and I could see her out striking Chelsea Chandler, who's not really the most technical striker out there. I'll pick Nunes here, but I'm not gonna bet her. Not gonna bet her because this I don't trust her. I don't trust. If you have a close fight like that, you're getting outstruck by Gerald Fern, who's 40 years old. I can't trust you. I can't trust you with my money. But if you look at like the lines for this one is minus 140 for Josiane Nunes. I think it was wider. The line was wider like last week, and it's getting tighter now. So I like the over 2.5 rounds either way. I think it goes over 2.5 rounds. Minus 150 for over 2.5 rounds. I do think that Chelsea Chan is really tough, and I think Josiane Nunes is really tough. I think she's gonna hang in there. But I don't know if I'll bet this fight. I mean, these like some of these fights are very like could go either way. And this is one of the fights that I'm least confident in. But I'm gonna pick Nunes here because he's tough. She's gonna hang in there. She's got more experience than Chandler in the UFC, and she's 3-0 in the UFC. But not a girl I'll trust with my money. And she's really hasn't really fought anyone. I mean, Chelsea Chandler lost to Norma Dumont. That was the fight in which she was running out of the octagon almost. He almost like she went head first into that octagon onto the fence. I mean, she was running away from Norma Dumont because Norma Dumont was whooping her on the feet. She was taking her down and shit. So Dumont is actually really good though. And Norma Dumont is not 5'2". Like Norma Dumont is actually a pretty big girl. Um, yeah, but I'm gonna say that Norma Dumont is actually how tall is Norma Dumont again? She's like 5'7". Yeah, so this could be a mismatch. I mean, this could go. Who knows how this fight's gonna go? It's crazy. I can't believe how many people are picking Nunes here, but I'm picking her, but I'm not gonna bet her. Even though she looks really good on paper, but that last fight gave me still gave me PTSD from that one. I'll pick Nunes. I think Nunes is gonna win. I like the over 2.5. Minus 150, honestly, not that terrible for over 2.5. This isn't for Nunes. All right, guys. Next up, we got Mike Davis taking on Natan Levy. And this is a fight that I am confident in this one. I do think Mike Davis is gonna win this one. I just think that he's a better wrestler. That's what it comes down to, man. And Natan Levy, I mean, I wasn't really all that impressed with his performance over Mike Braden. I mean, Mike Breeden was whooping him. I mean, Mike Breeden was taking him down in the first round, and then he absolutely gassed that. I mean, Natan Levy absolutely blew his load. I didn't even try to finish him or anything like that. Lucky for him, Mike Breeden walked into a left hook from Natan Levy in the third round, and then Mike Breeden got dropped. Even then, I think Mike Breeden won the third round there. And the live odds were really close. I mean, the live odds were dead even, in minus 110. And in the early third round, it was minus 110 for each guy. And lucky for Levy that Mike Breeden walked into the left hook, so he was able to take that decision there. One judge had a 32-7. I don't know what that judge is smoking, but I think Mike Breeden is just a better grappler, bro. He's fought the much better competition. He has I think his debut against Gilbert Burns, right? He fought Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns was landing some good body kicks. We know Gilbert Burns is fucking solid, man. Gilbert Burns is a top 5 ranked opponent. Gilbert Burns been in the rankings forever. He was really good at 155 too. I mean, his only 2 losses are Sadiq Yusuf and Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns was able to get the submission in the second round. Rear naked choke was like under the chin, and he was taking him down. But Mike Breeden was actually looking decent on the feet too, man. I think he's a better striker on the feet. He's got better chin, durability. Both these guys they've never been knocked out. I mean, both of them haven't been knocked out. And Davis has only been finished one time by Burns, who's got legit world class submission skills. And yeah, I mean he absolutely dominated Vyacheslav Borisov. I think he got 2 10-8 rounds in that one. And one judge had it 29-28. I don't know what that judge is smoking, to be honest, because that was a complete 30-27 domination. And he was taken down in Borisov. But Borisov is known as a kickboxer, not really known for his grappling. I do think that Natan Levy can take him down at least once or twice, but I don't think he's going to be able to get some control time. I don't think he's going to be able to hold down Mike Davis. I think Davis is going to be able to control him on the ground. Davis has better cardio, better durability, better experience at the UFC level. And he's still younger. I mean, he's still a younger guy, 31 years old to 32. And he's going to be bigger than him too, 6 feet tall, just 5'9". And he's been fighting. I mean, they both haven't fought in a while. I mean, they're both coming off over a year of a layoff. But I just trust Mike Davis more, man. I got him in a parlay. I got him in 2 parlays. I think he's going to win, man. I think Mike Davis is going to win. Mike Davis by decision, I think. Mike Davis by decision, yeah. And let's look at the odds. I mean, what are the odds right now? So Mike Davis is coming in at minus 270 right now. Yeah, that's the same line on DraftKings too. Yeah, not terrible line. I do like the over 2.5 too. I think both these guys are really tough. But this could be a time when Mike Davis gets into full monitoring some nasty ground and pound, because he's got some nasty ground and pound from Top Asian. And he's got really good control on the ground too. Legit wrestling, legit grappling. I think I'm gonna pick decision. I think he goes over 3 rounds though, because I do think Natan Levy is really tough. He's gonna hang in there. But the pick is Mike Davis by decision. All right, guys, we got Gerald Meerschaert taking on Bryan Barberena. Pretty easy fight to pick. GM3's a grappler. Bryan Barberena is a boxer, is a brawler. Like, he's got nasty boxing skills, really good power on the feet, and he's an absolute junkyard dog, man. They call him Bam Bam for a reason. He's gonna go out there and fight for your money, and Bam Bam can definitely like hurt some guys, man. He knocked out Robbie Lawler. I think that was one of Robbie Lawler's last couple of fights. But Robbie Lawler still showed that he had something left in the tank, man. Robbie Lawler went out there against Nico Price and knocked him out in the first minute or so. So that's still a solid win, man. I mean, they went to war. That was an absolute war scrap. That was an absolute war. That was a really good fight to watch, man. That was a fun fight to watch. And he's got to win on Matt Brown. Matt Brown's a really tough, still tough veteran. But I'm going to pick Gerald Meerschaert here, I think. Every time the fight hits the ground, I mean, like Barberena just looks lost on the ground. He's been submitted so many times. I do think GM3 can get a submission here. GM3's all of his wins are inside the distance. He's got like 10 wins in UFC level, 9 by submission, 1 by KO TKO. And even when he's losing, half of his losses are by inside the distance. So I really like the under 2.5 rounds here, man. I love the under 2.5 rounds. I got a play on the under 2.5. I got a 0.75 unit on the under, almost a unit on the under 2.5 rounds. If you look at the under 2.5 rounds, I mean, under 2.5 rounds for this fight is sitting at minus 150. Honestly, not terrible for under 2.5 rounds, in my opinion. I loved under 2.5 rounds in this one. I think we're gonna see a finish either way. I think GMT is gonna get that submission though. You guys should look at the submission prop when they open the submissions tomorrow. BetOnline usually drops their odds pretty early, so look at the submission prop when they drop the submission prop in this one. But I mean the odds are honestly not terrible for GM3, but I liked under more than I like GM3 money line here at 2-1. All right, guys. Next up, let's talk about the next fight. So submission, the pick is gonna be Gerald Meerschaert by submission, and that probably second on. All right, guys. Next up, we got Pannie Kianzad taking on Macy Chiasson. This is a rematch, by the way. They fought on the Ultimate Fighter finale back in the day, and Pannie Kianzad actually was looking decent out there on the feet, but Macy Chiasson was letting those nasty knees in the clinch, and she dropped her with the hook. I mean, she dropped. Macy Chiasson is a really strong physical girl, and she's absolutely dominating Arena Donna in that fight. And lucky for her in that third round, like in the last 2 minutes. Lucky for me too, because I had money. I had a play on Arena Donna, and I was like, I almost gave up on her on Arena Donna. I was like, oh damn man, I can't believe I bet on this girl Arena Donna. And lucky for Arena Donna and me, she was able to get that liver kick off her back. That was a nasty up kick to the liver. I mean, that was a nasty one of the only liver kicks from off their back I've seen someone throw, and that kind of just folded Macy Chiasson. And she's coming back after almost a year and a half off, man. She's only 32 years old, so the UFC's giving her a pretty decent matchup here. Pannie Kianzad is a tough girl. She's been fighting in the UFC for a minute. She got some decent wins. I mean, win over Alexis Davis. I mean, Sarah Eubanks, who should be in the UFC. Lena Landsberg. I mean, I'm gonna pick Macy Chiasson here. I'm not gonna bet it though. I'm not gonna bet this fight. This is a rematch. I think the UFC trying to get Macy Chiasson a win here, and I do think she's got more power on the feet, more physical, better takedowns. I mean, she's got better grappling here, way better grappling. I think Arena Donna is way more dangerous off her back than Pannie Kianzad is gonna be. Pannie Kianzad did have her in an armbar, like I think it was like a armbar off her back in that submission, but Macy Chiasson was able to fight her way out of it. But that was close. I mean, eventually Macy Chiasson was able to get that rear naked choke in that first fight. She submitted her with the rear naked choke. How long ago was that? That was like back in 2018 though. Yeah, she was able to get that submission. Rear naked choke was fully in, and she's got really good grappling, man. I think Macy Chiasson will win this fight. Probably decision. I'm gonna say she gets a decision here. I don't know if she's gonna finish her this time. I think Kianzad has more experience now. I don't think she's gonna give up the submission that easy. But I'm gonna pick Macy Chiasson here by decision. Let's look at the props. Let's look at the odds for this one. So Macy Chiasson is coming into this fight as a minus 170. Yeah, I'm gonna stay far away from this one. Over 2.5 rounds, minus 350. Yes, way too wide. Over 2.5 rounds is way too wide. You might as well take the money line. If you do want to bet this fight, you might as well take the money line because I think Chiasson should win, but she's been off she's been off for a year and a half. So I usually don't like betting fighters that are coming back after a layoff. I'll rather just stay away, see how it goes, because they're both coming back after some time off. Pannie Kianzad fought Caitlin Vieira. Caitlin Vieira just whooped her and took her down whenever she wanted to take her down. Kianzad is dangerous off her back though. I get why people are picking her here. 51% people picking Kianzad, but I think Chiasson is going to win this fight. She's a better fighter, better takedowns, entries, and yeah, I think Chiasson will win this fight. But I get why people are leaning the dog here on Kianzad, but I don't think she's going to win this fight. So the pick is going to be Macy Chiasson by decision. All right, guys. Next matchup, we got Christian Rodriguez taking on Isaac Dulgarian, guys. Before we get into it, guys, make sure you guys hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, guys. We're working our way to 1,200 subscribers now, and make sure you guys become a member, man. It helps me out with if you guys become a member, and you guys also see the bets that I'm placing. I place the bets usually like the next day after the fight card for the next week. So we already have some bets in for this card. Make sure you guys become a member. It's only $4.99, guys. It's not even expensive or anything, and you get some perks in the live streams too. I go live almost every single night. So become a member, and it helps me out, and I appreciate all the members out there. Now let's get into it, guys. We got Christian Rodriguez taking on Isaac Dulgarian. I'm gonna pick the underdog Christian Rodriguez here. He's moving up to 145. I mean, he took a short notice debut against Jonathan Pierce, and he actually looked really good out there, man. He actually looked really good out there. I mean, he was ripping some nice. His boxing was clean. He's gonna be the way better striker on the feed. We really don't know how good Dulgarian's striking is. We never really seen him on the feed. Normally he'll shoot a double leg takedown right away, get into full mount, get these guys out of there. That's what he's been doing. He's looking good, man. He's going out there finishing these guys on the ground in the first round. So I don't think he's ever gone past the first round, right? Has he ever gone past the first round? I can't remember. All of his wins are first round knockouts. I mean, it's all ground and pound, arm triangle. He's got some skills on the ground. He's never gone past the first round. So what happens if he goes past the first round? This guy that he fought was like 6'3", I think. Was it this dude that was 6'3" or 6'4"? I think he was like 6 feet 4 inches tall. Yeah, this dude was like 6 feet 4 inches tall, 40 years old. But he had a solid performance in his UFC debut, man. Francis Marshall is a tough dude, and he got that double leg takedown and got in full mount. He was throwing some nasty elbows, and I got him out of there, man. So this dude is tough, man. I mean, this dude, he's got some of the nastiest ground and pound I've seen in my life watching MMA. I'm gonna take the shot on the underdog, man. Christian Rodriguez is an underdog almost every single fight. He wasn't an underdog against Cameron Simon, and I think I had Cameron Simon as a lock the week up plus 142. And unfortunately for Cameron Simon, man, he was just way too small out there. And Rodriguez missed weight out there too. I mean, he missed weight twice in a row in the past two fights. So they're making him move up to 145 here. I think he can get this done, man. As long as he doesn't get taken down and ground and pound in the first round, which definitely could happen. So I haven't bet this fight yet. If this line gets wider, I'll probably bet it. Rodriguez is it's really tough on the ground. Even when he got taken down a couple of times by Jonathan Pierce, he almost had a guillotine choke locked in fully against Jonathan Pierce too. And he was able to get some sweeps, was able to get some reversals, and we have seen him go past the first round. We've seen him go 3 rounds so many times, and I mean he knocked Cameron Smother, man, who's also fighting in the prelims, like we talked about earlier. This dude, he's making his UFC debut on this card, and he knocked him in the 3rd round. So who knows what Dulgarian's gonna look like out there and past the first round? So we never seen it, so we don't know. Maybe he goes. Maybe this is the fight where we can see him go 3 rounds. Dulgarian can definitely go out there and take him down 3 times in every round. Just hold him down, throw some ground and pound, and just beat him up. And he's favored to do that, man. I mean, he's coming into this fight as a favorite in this one. Dulgarian is coming into this fight as Dulgarian coming in at minus 140. And the comeback on Christian Rodriguez is plus 120. The overs opened up at plus 130. So I was thinking about it. I just didn't end up pulling the trigger because I was worried Dulgarian might get a takedown and get him out of there in the first round. So because he's been doing that to everyone. I think it's gonna be tough to do that to Rodriguez though. I'm gonna pick Rodriguez as a plus 120 dog here. And I am leading the over 2.5 rounds here. I don't know if I'm gonna pull the trigger. I should have pulled the trigger at plus 130 on DraftKings. They opened the lines earlier today in the afternoon. But I don't know. I don't really have the best read on this fight. This is gonna be a close fight, I think. If it stays on the feet, I mean, Rodriguez can definitely knock him out. I think he's got power. He's got crazy power. We really don't know how Dulgarian chin is, though. We haven't seen his chin tested. We haven't seen his cardio tested. He hasn't gone the second round ever, so he doesn't have any experience going past the first round. So I'm gonna go with the Rodriguez dog here. If Dulgarian was I'm gonna go with Rodriguez here. Yeah, if Dulgarian was the underdog in this one, I would pick him here because I think he can definitely get that first round finish. But I think Rodriguez can give him some trouble, man, if it goes past the first. So the pick is gonna be Christian Rodriguez by decision. That's gonna be the pick. All right, guys. Next up, we got Kennedy Chukwu taking on Owen St. Preux, OSP. And this is an easy pick here, man. Kennedy Chukwu, whatever his name is, the African Savage. He's going to knock him out, man. He's going to knock him out in the first round. I'm pretty confident in this one. I got Kennedy Chukwu in a parlay, and I also have the under 1.5 rounds in a parlay. I think under 1.5 rounds is honestly not terrible, man. Owen St. Preux looks super washed out there against Felipe Lins. And he's got a win over Mauricio Hua, which is a close decision, I mean, but he's been getting knocked out. He's been getting finished all those fights. And all of them are like early, like second round, early 3rd round. I mean, he's been getting finished a lot, man. He's got a win over Alonzo Menifield back in the day when Alonzo Menifield. How old was Alonzo Menifield? Like 32. How do you knock out Alonzo Menifield? We have seen Kennedy Chukwu get knocked out before. So I mean, he got knocked out by Justin Jacoby, who's in his prime right now, and a legit glory kickboxer. But I think Chukwu's gonna win this fight. He's got submission skills too, man. Don't sleep on the submission skills. If he hurts Owens and Peru, if a guy like Felipe Lins can knock you out in the first minute, that was like the first minute two of the fight. He had Owens and OSP running sides on like running out of the octagon almost. He was trying to survive, and then eventually ate that left hook, and that put him down. And the referee is like, "Let me just stop the fight. I've seen enough." I'm gonna pick, yeah. So the pick is obviously Kennedy Chukwu by first round TKO. But submission is definitely live, man. He's got some submission skills. He submitted this dude, what's his name? Was it no Devin Clark? Yeah. So I had a play on him at -115 that one, and he was able to get. I think I had inside the distance and the KO also, and I had the money line play at -150. So that one cast for us. But that first round was looking tricky, man. I mean, Devin Clark was putting it on him in the first round. But Devin Clark, I mean, did he get cut? I think Devin Clark looked horrible his last fight. Thank God I didn't bet his last fight. But yeah, Kennedy Chukwu is gonna win this fight, man. He's got just tough. Usually he's really tough. He's got some solid wins. Good wins over Carlos Olberg. I mean, Carlos Olberg was on his way to winning the fight until Chukwu put it on him. I mean, that's a solid win for him. Olberg is a legit contender. And his only couple of losses are Justin Jacoby, Paul Craig, I mean, Don Jung, Nigel Mariano. That was a close fight. And yeah, either way, like even though OSP somehow wins this fight, it's gonna be under 1.5 rounds. I really liked under 1.5 rounds in this one. Let's look at the odds, guys. What are the odds right now on Bet Online? So Kendi Chukwu coming in at -500, and the under 1.5 rounds -155. Honestly, not terrible for under 1.5 rounds. I bet the under 1.5 rounds in a parlay on DraftKings, so I got it at -160. But still, I think it's gonna get wider this later in this week. Just the under 1.5, because I think the under 1.5 is very live, and I think it's an absolute lock. I could definitely be wrong if OSP Chin somehow holds up in this fight. If Kennedy Chukwu is gun shy because he got knocked out in that first round against Justin Jacoby, but he doesn't fight like he's gonna be gun shy out there. I think Chukwu's gonna get this done. He's gonna get done by first round TKO. That's gonna be the pick. First round TKO for Kennedy Chukwu here. All right, guys. Next up, we got Bryan Battle taking on Angelusa, man. I mean, what a matchup! What an absolute matchup here we got between the two of these guys. And the pick is Bryan Battle. I think Battle is way more dangerous on the feet. He's way more dangerous on the ground. I think Lusa is gonna be shooting takedowns, and Lusa can definitely empty his gas tank way too early. He doesn't really manage his gas tank properly. He's been looking good out there, man. He's been looking decent out there. He got that fight with Lace against AJ Fletcher. That was way too close. I mean, that fight was way too close. Like that was like a back and forth fight, and AJ Fletcher like hurt him a couple of times. I mean, he hurt and AJ Fletcher a couple of times, so he was getting some takedowns on Fletcher. Fletcher, known as a gasser, absolutely gassed out in that one. But he's not really been finishing anyone, man. He's been taking these lower level guys to decision. I had a play on his money line last time against Reese McKee, and he almost got knocked out by Reese McKee in the third round, bro. I don't know. He was just running away from Reese McKee in the third round. I mean, what was he doing out there, dude? Like, what was he doing out in the third round? I was so pissed out because, like, what are you doing, Angelusa, man? What are you doing right now? Like, let's look at the third round striking numbers against Reese McKee. So Reese McKee like landed 32 significant strikes in that fight against Angelusa. But Lusa was almost close to getting the TKO stop in the second round. I picked Lusa by second round TKO against Reese McKee. And a lot of people were thinking that Reese McKee was a live underdog, and they weren't wrong, I guess. He was close to getting that third round TKO stop on the feet, standing TKO. But Reese McKee doesn't really have crazy power. He's like a long, rangy striker, and not really all that physically imposing out there. Battle's gonna be I think Battle's gonna be way more dangerous on the ground. If Lusa shoots a desperate takedown, he can definitely get caught in a submission. And Bryan Battle's fought some legit guys, man. He's got much better wins on paper too. His only loss in the UFC against Renat Facadino. Renat Facadino was an absolute beast. I mean, he's knocked out. He submitted AJ Fletcher, even though he got dropped with an elbow in that first round in the clinch. AJ Fletcher won the first round because he dropped him with an elbow. Even then, it was a close first round. But I like the composer from Battle, man. He's tough. He's a tough dude. He came out there in the second round, got that. I think it was like the takedown that he got in the second round. Got that rear naked choke. He's got some of the nastiest jiu-jitsu out there at 170. And then he knocked out Gabe Green. I picked him I think I picked Gabe Green there. Yeah, I picked Gabe Green. No, not I picked Bryan Battle. Yeah, Battle by decision. He knocked him out. That was a fight that he missed weight for too. So, and that was in his hometown. That was one of the best knockouts I've seen. That was like 14-second knockout. And he's got some decent wins. I mean, in the amateurs, he beat Cory Berndes. He beat Impaka Sangane by unanimous decision. Like, this dude he's been fighting legit guys, man. He also knocked out Poki. I mean, I thought that was Alex Perlizzi, but no, it's just a different dude. But he's been fighting legit guys, man. He's also finished Andre Petroski in the Ultimate Fighter with the ninja choke. He's got like a lot of submission skills on the ground, way more dangerous than Andalusa. I just haven't been impressed with Andalusa, man. I know he's got good grappling. Lusa's tough though. Lusa's never been finished, and for a good reason. I mean, Battle has been submitted one time back in the day, back in 2019 by with an armbar. Lusa not really known for submission skills, man. He's got like most of his wins by either TKO or decision. At the UFC level, he's taken every fight to decision. I mean, if you're not finishing Reese McKee, I can't really pick you to win over Battle, man. Just that's not how it works. But Jack Del Maradona, like that was a really good fight. I mean, he had some good nice takedowns in JDM, and he had almost an arm triangle locked on JDM at one point. But we know JDM is that fucking dude, man. JDM is that freaking dude, man. He came through first as a lock of the week by KO. I mean, JDM was that fucking dude against Burns. I mean, that was JDM can be held down. We've seen JDM get taken down before. We also seen him get taken down by Burns though, but JDM is that fucking dude, man. So, but yeah, JDM outstruck him throughout 3 rounds, but on Luce actually put up a decent fight in that one. And then against Munir Lazaz, he just couldn't get a single takedown in that one. I mean, Munir Lazaz is a decent kickboxer. He's not in the UFC anymore. The UFC cut him after that loss against that first minute loss that he had against Gabriel Bonfim. He got submitted with a guillotine choke, and he's not in the UFC anymore. If you're losing to guys like Munir Lazaz, man, I think Battle's gonna beat him up. I'm not sure if he's gonna knock him out or submit him. I think submission is more likely than a knockout because Andalusa's got a solid chin on him. I think submission is more likely than a knockout here. I'm gonna say that Brown Battle gets a submission third round submission. I'm gonna say third round submission for Battle. It could definitely go the distance, man. I mean, this is a fight that could definitely go the distance. I mean, Battle is coming into this fight as a minus 150. I have a play on him at minus 148 on DraftKings. I think he's gonna win this fight. Money line play, and I'm probably gonna attack late submission, maybe third, second on submission for Battle. Because if Lusa is getting tired like he did against Reese McKee, man, Battle is gonna finish him. I think Battle's got crazy power too. You can definitely knock him out, I think. And if Lusa goes out there and blows up his load, and I don't think he's gonna finish Battle in the first 2 rounds. Over 2.5 rounds, minus 225. Probably goes to decision, but I could see like a late TKO or submission for Battle. I'm gonna pick Battle by like a third round submission. I think his submission is likely, but it's probably gonna go the distance more than likely. And even then, I think Battle can definitely win the decision too if he needs to. But he's been going out there finishing people, man. He's been finishing most of those guys out there. So he's got four wins by finish at the UFC level. And he can definitely submit some guys, man. I think he can submit Andalusa third round submission for just to pick Bryan Battle third round submission. And I think it's a good play, money line play in this fight. All right, guys, main event time now, guys. Let's freaking go. Main event time now. So we got Tuivasa taking on Marcin Tybura. Tough fight. I mean, this is a tough fight because I do think Marcin Tybura is one of those guys that can hang around. If you don't finish this guy early, you better knock him out in the first like round and a half. Because if you don't knock him out in the first round and a half, this dude can definitely come back and just use his cardio and the gas tank and the wrestling to just like lay and pray and win some decisions out there. Like he's a decision machine. He's got some ground and pound in me. I mean, but knocking out Walter is like I don't really give him any credit for that one. Tuivasa's he's on the skid right now, 3-5 losing streak, but all those guys are solid. I mean, he actually dropped Strogan in that fight, and he actually looked decent out there. He was looking decent until, but Strogan is a legit striker, really good striker, so really no shame in that one. Sergey Pavlovich knocked him out. I mean, Sergey Pavlovich just put it on him from the get-go. That was a brutal knockout. And then Alexander Volkanovski. Alexander Volkov. I mean, I almost called him Volkanovski, but yeah. Alexander Volkov, I mean, he put it on him. I mean, Volkov was able to get the takedown and get at least a G kill choke. I can't fucking say the name of the submission, but you guys know G kill choke. It was a G kill choke, yeah. The Volkov was a absolute tower, man. Volkov was actually really good. He's only losing to top guys, man. He knocked out Derek Lewis with an elbow too. And so I mean he's got some decent wins. I mean he's got much better wins than I think Tybura has. He knocked out Dirk Lewis with an elbow in the second round. And I mean he's got wins over Arlovski. Like he's actually not bad. I think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna win this fight. Well, he's gonna need to finish him in the first 2 rounds. I'm gonna wait for the knockout prop because I'm not gonna bet his money line. The money line is honestly not that terrible. But Marcin Tybura is tough, man. I mean, Marcin Tybura can definitely like weather the early storm, take this fight into the deeper rounds, and then win a boring decision. Maybe you're just maybe get him out of there with some ground and pound or something. But I just think Tuivasa is gonna be he's gonna get this win. He's gonna get this done, man. I'm gonna pick Tuivasa by TKO. And if you look at the I mean, yeah, the pick is going to be Tuivasa here by TKO. I think he's going to get this done. Um, probably first, second round. I'm going to say second round TKO for Tuivasa. Maybe first round TKO. I could see the first round TKO. I haven't bet this fight yet. I'm going to wait for the KO prop, see how much plus money we're getting on Tuivasa by KO, TKO. I don't know. I mean, this the only if Tybura wins, it's probably going to be like a decision. It's a 5 round fight, right? This is a 5 round fight, so I think the UFC is throwing Tuivasa a bone here. I think they're trying to get him back on track, and I think Tuivasa will get back on track here. I mean, Tybura, like even the guys that he's beating, I mean, he beat Romanov. I mean, who's an absolute fraud. Beat Blogo, Ivanov, Walt Harris. I mean, Greg Hardy, Ben Rothwell. Ben Rothwell was good in his prime, and he was way too old. Sergey Spivak. I mean, I mean, honestly, his wins are not that terrible to be honest. But if Stefan, I mean, like if what's it called? Augustus Guy can knock you out. If Samir Abdurakhimov can knock you out, I think Tuivasa will knock him out here. I'm actually gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go second on TKO for Tuivasa. Maybe a first round two. It could definitely be a first round two. But let's look at the odds here, man. Tuivasa is coming into this fight as a -125. Yeah, the lines are just basically even money because I think it could go over 1.5, but I'm not gonna play with over 1.5 in this one because we have seen Tybura get slapped in the first round a couple of times. I mean, I don't really hold too much against him and losing to Tom Aspinall because Tom Aspinall is that fucking dude. But I mean, Volkov beat him by decision, right? So he went to distance with Volkov. Could definitely go over 1.5, man. I don't think I'll pull the trigger on the one over 1.5. If it was plus money, I would have done it. But I mean, Augustus Kai can knock you out in the first minute. I think Tuivasa can do the same, to be honest. Yeah, we're gonna go with the Tuivasa by TKO in the first 2 rounds. And if Tuivasa wins, I think under 1.5 is live. I'm probably gonna stay away from this one. I'm just gonna wait for the KO prop for Tuivasa and see what happens with the KO prop. All right, guys. So those are the picks. Hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown for the full card breakdown. And guys, become a member to support what I'm doing here. And we're on a 6 winning UFC events in a row now. Like we hit our last 4 lock of the weeks in a row. Our last 5 was 6. I mean the last 6 locks have been Marco Medeiros at -130. Then it was Armin Prosian at +100, which we lost on. Then we had Merab. I think Merab decision -135. We had Manuel Torres. We had Vinicius Oliveira moneyline -130. I think it was around like even money almost. And then we had JDM at -120. So guys, we're on an absolute heater right now. Make sure you guys come hang out with me at the live streams. I'll go live almost every single day. And I appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure you guys hit the like button, guys. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Helps more people find the videos. And let me know if you guys need anything. Like if you guys got a question for me, make sure you guys can hit me up on Instagram. I always respond to everyone that I can. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And make sure you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. And good luck on this card, guys. Good luck on this card. Hope you guys make some money on this card. And watch out for my best bets video. We did really good on the last best bets. We went 3-1 on best bets. We hit the prop of the week, Macy Barber. This is in +100. We hit the parlay of the week +170 for like parlay of the week. We hit the lock of the week, JDM. We also hit the KO prop for JDM. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the breakdown. Have a good week, guys. Later. Take care of yourself. Have a good week, guys. Later.